Hey, it's Sean, and in this video, we're going to be taking a look at my latest skate zine. We're going to look at some of the physical and aesthetic choices that I went through when creating the zine. We're going to look at how I went to print it, and just give you kind of a behind-the-scenes look at everything that went into it. Let's dive in. So in the last year, I spent a lot of time at different skate parks, skate events, and just hanging out around skaters as often as I possibly could. With that came just a ton of photos. I don't even know how many, like thousands of photos. And I wanted to whittle it down into a 36-page zine that kind of showcases the excitement of what was last year skateboarding in New York City. Of course, I had to go through the photos themselves, so that sent me into the archives, taking a look through some of my favorite photos, or maybe some of the photos that I may have overlooked. And after all that was done, everything got exported into a folder where I was able to make those selections and move them into a template that I created for the zine. But let's take a look at that process too. In the past, I've used Blurb to create books, and it's a great platform to be able to do that, but it also comes at a heavy price. A lot of the stuff that you design there ends up being more expensive, which means that you have to sell it at a higher price, which can be difficult at times. I knew I wanted to keep the zine pretty well affordable. I tried to keep it around $15, and I was able to do that by using Mixam. Mixam's website offers a variety of different sizes and different paper choices that kind of give you some flexibility to design what you need. I knew I wanted it to be pretty small, zine-like, so I went with an 8.5 by 5.5 size, and then I kept it all on 100-pound paper with a satin finish. Mixam actually also gives you the opportunity to download a template for the design that you want to build, and if you're building something that's got like a perfect bind rather than the staple bound corners here or edge here, you're going to actually be able to download a template and then create a spine as well. I plugged in the measurements into Affinity Publisher, which is the design software that I use most often, and was able to create a document that I was really happy with. Some of the inspiration for creating this zine came from other zines that I've seen in the past, in particular some of the recent ones that I've gotten from Magenta. I knew I wanted to keep the design language pretty simple for this zine. I wanted to minimize too many distractions. So for the most part, a lot of the pages have a single image or a double page spread. There are a couple of pieces within here where I'll have two pictures and then a single picture opposite it. And that was really just to break up the presentation throughout the book so it didn't become so rigid or predictable as you were flipping through it. The actual printing process through Mixam was pretty straightforward. You go through on the first page and select your sizes, whether or not you're going to have different weights of paper, if you're going to have a cover, what kind of finishing you'll have on the paper. And then from there, you're actually able to upload your finished design and it'll show you a preview before you move forward with the order. So I went ahead and ordered up a preview of the document. So this one came in and it was really nice. I really liked it, but I had done 80-pound paper for this one, and I realized that it just felt a little thin for what I had hoped it would be. And initially, I was planning on actually doing this as more of a portfolio for some of the skate work that I had done, and I ended up deciding ultimately that I wanted to create something that I could send out to other people in the skate community that they could have and hold and see it with their friends in it and with some of their favorite spots in it. So I decided to switch it up from being just something about myself to something about the community at large. After I'd made some style changes and went with thicker paper, which I think this 100-pound paper feels so much better than the 80-pound paper. Definitely feels a little more premium, so when you pick it up, you feel like you've really got something. The print quality is fantastic, honestly. I really, really like it. I wasn't sure if it was going to print well, and all of the pictures look so crisp and clean, and they printed edge to edge, and all the edges line up. I'm just over the moon, so excited for this thing to come out. Ultimately, the entire process was super straightforward and easy to navigate, even for somebody who doesn't do a lot of printing. Ultimately, I'm super happy with Mixam. I love the print quality. I love the production of everything, the way it was shipped, the way everything comes together. It just feels so good, and it looks so good. And everyone I've shown it to has been beyond impressed with it. So I'll definitely be going to Mixam again when I go to print the next zine. But for now, if you're interested in checking this one out, there's a link on my website, seanpbruce.com. And you can always hit me up on Instagram, especially if you're here in New York, and maybe you can be in a picture for the next zine. Thanks for watching.